All right, we are back inside Scotiabank Arena. We've got a great night tonight. The Toronto Maple Leafs hosting the Tampa Bay Lightning. We've got great guests, and we are very pleased to welcome across all Toronto Maple Leaf platforms. We're chatting with Chiara Zanin on the N, and we're going to talk with Kristen Della Rovera. I want to get that last name right, a little Italian accent. I'm not good at it. Thanks for being here, ladies. How are we doing?
Good. How are you?
We're
Thanks
great.
for having us.
Yeah, well, we're here for a women's celebration game here tonight, and of course, both members with the Toronto Septors of the PWHL. Great paths, great stories, great experience, and that's what I want to tap into. I'll let you have the first question tonight.
Well, the first question is, what's it like being a professional hockey player here in the great Mecca of Toronto?
It's absolutely unbelievable. I think the coolest part about it is just how unique it is. Never could have pictured being here, especially with where we were a few years ago and all the different leagues and just everything coming to fruition.
There you are.
Look at that face.
That's a good stride right there.
Yeah, long. But it's absolutely unbelievable. I think being in a sports city like Toronto makes it even that much more special. And obviously it's my first year and first experience, so just trying to soak it all in and kind of learn what I can this first year.
How about for you, Kristen?
Yeah, I mean, echoing her, I think growing up in Toronto and just growing up watching the Leafs, watching Raptors, we see with the World Series and the Blue Jays that Toronto's a great sports city and we have the best fans. And so to be able to be on the other side of that now and be playing here instead of just being a fan is really special and really cool.
When did you both kind of know that you were going to take your game to another level? Professional, international? I'll open it up, whoever wants to take it first. But when you knew you were good enough to take it to another level?
I'd say pretty early on, but just based on kind of the work ethic piece of it. Like, I feel like the amount of time and energy I put into it in the garage and in my driveway and that sort of stuff on the backdoor rink. I think my dad always said, like, if you keep doing that, you're going to go somewhere with it. And I think once I kind of got to prep school, I played with the boys growing up. And being able to compete with them, I think, was kind of my first sense, like, okay, I can compete with the guys. I'm kind of in the right direction. And
what kind of a player are you?
I don't know. I like to describe myself as a 200-foot player, take pride in my skating and just creating plays. Love my hockey IQ. I think that's the part of my game that I take the most pride in. But, yeah, I think just kind of when I transitioned from the boys' game to the girls' game and kind of realized where I was at.
How about you?
Yeah, I think the first time I realized was when I started getting recruited to universities. So I think before that, hockey was fun and it was a game. And once I kind of had my first recruitment, I realized that this is something that I can do and it can take me to a lot of places. So it kind of went along with it. And once I got to college, I realized I can come pro when we kind of started building the PWHL, and I started getting, a little bit more phone calls and some more opportunities. But it's kind of just been riding the wave and figuring it out as we go. And so it's cool to have this stability now and have this league.
And hockey's in the family bloodlines. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I always grew up watching my cousin play, Stefan, and he had a really cool professional career. And for me, the first time it really opened my eyes was watching him in the OHL, and I think they won a Memorial Cup, but watching him on the international stage with the World Juniors and Team Canada. And I know he played with
JT.
Yeah, they had a pretty insane lineup that year, and I was a little kid, but just watching them on that stage was incredible.
Okay, here's a good question. So, you guys you've made it. You're in the Olympics, national championships in university. When you see these young little girls now that are actually dreaming to become hockey players like yourself, how does that make you feel? And do you actually understand that you have a real responsibility to actually grow the game for them as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's so special. I think for me too, like being from Rochester, and like I said, I played boys hockey because there was no girls options and there were no young girls that kind of could form even a team. So going back there now and kind of being able to put on camps and clinics and girls events that are like filled is so cool to see the growth of the game within even where I'm from, and then obviously all across the world. I don't even really think I realized it until being here this year, to be honest, like how the games fill out and all the young girls that are there and the young girls that will come up to you in places you don't even expect it. I think that's so special, and obviously such a privilege and honor to kind of be able to take some of them under our wings and do what we can for them to grow the game.
Have you worked on your autograph?
I used to practice that in class back in the day.
Did you? You got it dialed in now?
Oh, yeah. Just for fun.
Recently, I mean, you both have such interesting paths. I want to ask you a little bit, Kristen, about yours, because you're a member of the Scepters, but you represented Italy at the Olympics. How did you get to that decision? How did you get to that point? And how was the experience?
Yeah, so I first kind of wrapped my head around the idea back when I was in college. I had been reached out to by the national team.
Oh, man. How about this?
Oh, God, the tongue out.
What a thrill.
And it really opened my eyes to playing on that international stage. And so it was in the back of my head for a few years, and I decided last summer to make the jump. And to do that, I had to move to Italy and play a season in Europe.
That's tough.
And it was so awful.
You grew just grinding it out
living in the
over
mountains up in Italy. No, but it was so cool, and I'm glad I did it. So I played there for a year, and then we had Worlds in April. We were in Scotland, and so that was my first time playing internationally with this team. And it was super awesome, and I loved the girls, I loved our staff, I loved what we were building, and we just continued that to the Olympics, and the Olympics was definitely one of the highlights of my career so far.
I can only imagine.
I have one of my question. Opening ceremonies, closing ceremonies, being a part of the Italian team. How special was that? I've always wondered what that would be like, walking in. Yes, you're representing hockey, but you're also representing your country and every other athlete. So how cool was that?
I think that, it's very rare for an athlete to have the opportunity to attend the Olympics, like in their home country, and to be a host. And so that opportunity was so special. The opening ceremonies were emotional, and they were just beautiful. And I think being there, sitting there was just, I don't have the words to describe it. And for me, we played our first game against France, and it was, I think, a sold-out crowd. And you're sitting there, you're hearing everyone chant Italia, you're seeing the support, and it was just goosebumps. And we were grateful to win that game and to get a standing ovation from our fans. And you really just felt the support and like just everything from the country, and it was so special.
So cool.
You played at Harvard. You played at Ohio State and won a national championship. Tell us about, for those who may not know, what that U.S. college athletic hockey lifestyle is like. I mean, I think it doesn't matter if it's on the women's side or the men's side, U.S. college hockey has exploded. I wonder what the experience was like for both of you and how it prepared you for what you're doing now, and maybe just the complete, I don't know if it's celebrity, but the spotlight was on you guys, certainly.
Yeah, I mean, I had two very different experiences. Penn State was very different than Ohio State, even though they're two Big Ten schools. Different conferences, but I think college hockey, at any time, you're getting the best of the best, because that's where kind of people come at that age. But I think the way that you're treated in college, to be honest, I felt like I was in the pros while I was there. Like, I didn't know anything else, and to me, it felt like I was being treated like a professional athlete. Like, the facilities that we had, the resources that we had, just absolutely unbelievable. And I think you're playing against the best of the best and with the best of the best. So it's the best way to prepare, in my opinion. But yeah, two great experiences, and definitely felt like I was treated like a pro there. Obviously, feel a little bit different now, but back then it was all I thought about.
And you probably know Tessa Bonhomme, obviously instrumental in your league now, but former Buckeye as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she's proud of it.
Oh, yeah. I think, yeah, she might say that a few times, but how about Harvard?
Yeah, I think it was incredible. You know, when I was debating where to go to school and going through the process, there wasn't a sustainable women's professional league. And so that college league in that level was our professional league at the time, and that was the dream. And so kind of like Kiara said, we were treated like professionals, and it kind of prepares you and builds you for these opportunities now. But it was professional, and it was legit.
Oh, no doubt.
Hey, well, two cities. And by the way, everybody that's listening, watching, Boston's an unreal town, right?
Yeah.
Really a lot of fun, great walking city. Somewhat of a sleeper in the National Hockey League is Columbus, Ohio, the short north. Tell our audience about the short north, where you spent some time in Columbus.
The best place to be. You can
Right?
get unbelievable.
It's one of my favorite places in the NHL.
I tell
It
people
is.
that after I'm done with hockey, I will be living in Columbus for I don't know how long, but I would love to work for the Blue Jackets. Like, I think being in Columbus, and especially a short north.
We
like
know
you
some
said-
people. Maybe we can help out.
Wonderful. But no, short north is like the best place to be. Restaurants, everything you could think about. It's a great vibe. They put on events all the time, markets, festivals, like everything you could think about, and nobody knows about it.
Hey, 100,000 students. It's a white-collar city. You know, obviously, it's big-time insurance and market, their hub. But what a great place to be.
The best place to be.
There you go.
Give me a sense of what the Scepters season is like. How are things going there?
They're going well. I think obviously we didn't have the best start and the start that we wish we could have had, but I think we're only up from here, and I think having that Olympic break is exactly what we needed. I think everybody got the time that they needed away, or some of us back in Toronto continuing to train and put what we could into it, and I think we're in a great spot to finish it out this year. We're won 2 out of our 3 games and went into a shootout for the third. So we're off to a great start, and we're just going to continue that as we go.
When you and or your opponents talk about whatever games you may be involved in, are you still blown away, or is it normal to see these packed arenas, NHL arenas, like big time? It has arrived. Is that old hat for you athletes now, or are you still walking out, skating out, and going, whoa, we've made a real dent here?
I mean, I think that you get used to it and it becomes more comfortable, but I don't know if I'll ever be able to wrap my head around it, and it's just incredible to see. And I think back to the first year of the league and not knowing what to expect and not imagining we'd be where we are today, and I still kind of remember going out in that first game sold out, and just hearing the support and the fans and watching the game continue to grow has been really important.
So growing up in the States, Canada, what females did you look up to and chase? Was it Cami Granato as an American? Who would it be for you guys?
Botterill was at Harvard?
Yeah.
Jennifer Botterill, yes.
I think that for me, I had a bunch of people, and I always looked up to Pooh, I looked up to Wick, and one name that always comes to mind for me is Brianne Jenner, which for me was really cool. I was teammates with her a few years ago, and she was definitely a mentor for me personally. But growing up watching these girls and now getting to be teammates with them or play against them, you also don't get used to that. Lining up on a face-off against Pooh or being teammates with Renata Fast, they're eye-opening experiences.
Fantastic. How about you?
Yeah, so for me, it was Brianna Decker. Brianna Decker was my coach during U18s. So got to go to Sweden and some pretty cool places, Japan with her as a coach, and she was our forward coach too, so it was pretty cool. won a gold medal with her, like U18s as our coach. So like had some awesome experiences with her as kind of a mentor figure, and then transitioned to like going to camps with her, and I was on her team and playing with her, and just being able to like kind of be alongside her in the locker room was very different experiences, but like in the best way possible. Watched her in the Olympics and watched her kind of as she progressed throughout her career. So I would definitely say her, big mentor for me, someone I still talk to this day.
Very
so
cool.
I would say she was a big one for me.
Yeah. In the next decade or so, when you look back at your time at this level, what do you kind of hope the impact maybe that you and your teammates and other women in your sport have made in terms of where it's growing, where it is today, and where you'd like to see it in the next 10 years, either the league or just the impact you athletes are having?
I just think more of what's already been happening. Like, I think what the trailblazers that have come before us have already done is so impressive, and like, I think we look up to them and see what they've done and are so grateful, so appreciative of all the things that they've done and the position that they've put us in, and what we're able to do with that now. And I think all we can do is kind of continue to try to grow that and go to our hometowns and see the sport grow there and kind of contribute in that way with the time that we have available to us, and give back as much as we can, because that's all we can really do.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I think, when you see something, you can believe it. And for us, it's leaving the floor better than we found it. And I hope that 10 years from now, all these girls that are seeing us and envisioning being in our position kind of get that opportunity. And I know that, moving forward, the fight's not done yet. We see in a lot of other women's sports, that what they're able to achieve and what they're able to grow. And so just creating a better space and a safe community for women hockey players and for girls to dream big and not be shut down.
Great stuff. We will let you go inside Scotiabank Arena, get you set for the Lightning and the Leafs tonight. Last one for you guys, though, and that is tomorrow. Maybe set the table on the game tomorrow you're playing Minnesota tomorrow, yes.
A couple celebrations, too, at that game.
Right. Women's Celebration Game and Black History Month, combining that tomorrow. Maybe just tee that game up for us.
Yeah, it's an early one. I heard the time's changing, too, so technically...
Oh, it is?
How early?
Oh yeah, early.
Hey,
one.
what happens? 2 o'clock in the morning tonight?
What time?
What is it?
I think at 2 it switches back or switches forward. We lose an hour.
Spring forward for sure.
Yeah, something like that.
What will this game look like whenever you drop the puck?
It'll be fast-paced. It's an important game for us, obviously, just as it is for them. But we haven't played them in a bit, and I think we're excited to kind of get back to that. Like, I think they had a nice break, we had a nice break, and it'll be a fast-paced, high competitive game, and we obviously need a win, so looking to do that tomorrow.
Ladies, can't thank you enough for being here, sharing your stories. Fascinating paths to get to where you are today. We really appreciate it. Come by anytime. You can hang out with Mayday. And
Oh, we will. We will.
Congratulations.
And congrats.
Thank you so much.
Keep it going.
So
Thanks so much. Earlier today, I had a chance to chat with the captain, Austin Matthews, about the trade deadline that just passed and the rest of the way here for the Leafs. Okay, Austin, obviously a very difficult time. I guess I wanted to go back, though, and just kind of talk a little bit about leading up to the trade deadline. How difficult was that on you and this group, knowing the eventuality of what would happen?
Yeah, it's tough. It's always a stressful time of year, even if you're in a position to acquire players. It usually means you're losing some guys, and we're in a different situation this year where we're trading guys that are great people, great teammates, great players, and it's always unfortunate. It's always a bit of a stressful time for everybody, but it is kind of what it is, and you got to make the most of what's remaining here. And we obviously wish those guys the best. They're, like I said, incredible people, and really enjoyed getting to know them and playing with them.
As you kind of get set for this game against Tampa, I just wanted to ask you, I guess, for you personally, you're getting shots. I think that's been documented, but I know it's also something you want to capitalize on and get some goals as well. How difficult has it been for you to kind of go through those tough stretches right now?
Yeah, it's always tough. I mean, especially when the team's not winning, and it definitely weighs on you. I think it's a little bit different if the puck's going in and you're picking up some wins and stuff like that. But like you said, I think I've been getting some good opportunities, especially the last 3 or 4 games. And for me, I'm just going to keep shooting, keep trying to get in those areas, and you see one go in and just kind of get the ball rolling from there.
What gives you and the rest of the group some confidence that this might be sort of a one-off in terms of the season? What I mean by that is just that knowing that there's enough in here, and knowing that the rest of the season, into the off season, that there is real belief in, the direction of the way this team's going.
Yeah, I think there's always, there's definitely belief in this locker room with one another. And I think we spoke today just, not just folding over and just saying, it is, we're at where we're at, and it is what it is. Like, let's go out and let's go win some games and let's go play for one another and compete. And I think the fans deserve that. They pay a lot of money to come out just play, and they deserve some effort from us and some competition within the group. So I think that's what we want to see these last 19, 20 games, is just taking it one game at a time, going out and giving a full effort, 60 minutes, laying it all out there, and you just kind of see what happens.
Got to get one last thought, and that is against the matchup against a dangerous team in Tampa, and what you guys have to try to do to kind of get back to where you want right now.
Yeah, I think special teams is big. You can't give them too many power plays. They're obviously very dangerous. They're dangerous off the rush. They make plays. They play with a lot of speed. So just kind of being aware where their guys are, especially their top 6 forwards. They can get behind you, and they're very dangerous in one-on-one situations. So just communicating all 5 guys on the ice and just having that awareness of where they're at all times.
As always, appreciate the time. Thanks for this.
Thank you.
All right, there is Austin Matthews chatting about all things that have been somewhat challenging here, to say the least. I guess I'll ask you this. It's about being a pro now, right, for the remaining games, I think 19 games or so. So you've been in these situations before. I'm assuming that these are not easy games to go out and play in. But what is the message, I guess, either inside that locker room to one another? Obviously, you're professionals at this point. You have to continue to maintain that. But these are hard games.
They're hard games. And let me start with this. For the fan base, you want the best for this team. You're upset. You're frustrated that you actually haven't, won so many games and you're not in the playoff push right now. You want the team to probably lose so that you can actually draft higher. But here's the problem with that. The players are playing for their careers, and I'm gonna expect to see desperation play, which obviously we should have seen for the last 60 games. But guys are playing for their careers. They're proud guys. Doesn't matter what the team sets out to do, whether they dress, a lackluster lineup, which happens in the National Hockey League. At the end of the day, these guys are trying to win games because they need to show their character. Because whether they re-sign in Toronto or they get, on the open market, somebody else that wants them, it's not easy. 19, 20 games to go. The motivation you find has to come from within. There's no coach, there's no scout, there's no manager that is expected to motivate these players. They're professionals. They need to bring it themselves. For me, Austin Matthews has never been in this situation. Along with Willie, these guys, they've actually played on a team that's been playoff bound for the last 9 years. It's frustrating, it's tough, but guess what? They're leaders. They're the highest paid players in the team, and they have to play the best hockey because they have to set the standard for everyone else. By the way, 20 games, there's a lot of development that can happen for the younger players, whether you're a Simone Benoit or whoever it is within the locker room of Toronto. You got to find motivation. You've got to pick up your game. You got to learn a little bit. And you know what? This is where your character is going to be revealed to the audience, to everybody watching. For me, so I wanted to see more at the trade deadline. I really did. I wanted to see more excitement. But at the end of the day, the players here, they have to show up. They got to play for Brad Treliving and their coach and their teammates. And Oliver Ekman-Larsson, a guy that was rumored to be on the move, we're going to talk about him right now, but I love this player. He wants to stay in Toronto too.
Good teams do take a step back. There's no doubt. You can point to teams who are championship caliber, and you can say they didn't make it that year. They reload and they get going. And the reality is, as far as the deadline is concerned, the market dictates it. What GMs were able to get what they wanted. Certainly some are very happy today, some are not. But the market will ultimately dictate that. So with that in mind, you mentioned Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Here is a proud Maple Leaf, wanted to stay a Leaf, was very public about that, remained a Leaf. No doubt tough to have to be in a press box watching the last couple of games, but now he's got to kind of put that deadline behind him. Obviously a family guy and a guy who wants to be a Leaf. He's got to put his best foot forward now as well. What did you make of just the way he went about his business? I thought he was just handling it all with class, given just how challenging this all would be.
Well, first of all, he was a captain in the National Hockey League. He's had a heck of a career, and he wants to be a Toronto Maple Leaf, and he wants to be a good hockey player. His best years have actually come in the last couple. Obviously winning the Stanley Cup with Florida, but look at him jumping in. Right, well, that's Tavares scoring, but Oliver's a wonderful guy, and he wants to be a Toronto Maple Leaf. Here's the deal. Next year, or even the next 19 games, as a Toronto Maple Leaf fan, you want to see good performances from your players, Ryan. And I like OEL. I think he's a great addition when he was added to this team. And you know what? The last thing, other than fetching a first-round draft pick, which we are all excited about possibly, if you get a first-round pick, you still want to watch, and you still have to have a great defenseman. And they're not easy to find. So I'm glad he's still a Toronto Maple Leaf.
I think Leaf fans are very happy he remains in the blue and white. You take him out of the lineup, and you know, there would be a lot of people who would be very disappointed. He's showed some grit. He's showed some character. He's showed some heart. He's shown some offensive ability. He's been durable, especially at his age. He's been a treat. And this morning he had a chance to meet with the media to talk about why it was important to remain here in Toronto.
What was it like when you found out, you are staying?
Yeah, no, obviously a relief and obviously happy. And yeah, like I said, I think since day one and kind of when that talk came out, I think been pretty clear what I wanted to do and that I still believe in this team and wanted to be here, like I said. So, no, it's a tough day. It's a weird day. Just trying to keep myself busy with the little guy and work pretty good.
There's a lot more to it than obviously just hockey, but why do you want to stay? I mean, I assume you signed here to chase another cup.
Yeah. No, I think, like I said, I think still believe in this team. I still think that we can do something special, and obviously haven't gone the way we wanted this year. But still like the pieces that we have, and still believe in it.
Oliver Ekman-Larsson says he still believes in this team. He's a character guy. He's a culture guy. And you can speak to this, Mayday. They're just, you can never have enough of those type of players and people.
Well, first of all, every Swede I played with in my career, I love the Swedish hockey players. They come, they're educated, they're wonderful people, and they compete like no other. And they develop their players awfully well in Sweden. So I'm really happy that Oliver's still a Toronto Maple Leaf player after the deadline. Now the deal is he's got to step up and he's got to lead the other, the core on the blue line, and he's got to help these guys, impart his knowledge and experience on the younger players, make them better. Play better defense, you make your goaltender better. Make better breakout passes, you make your forwards better. It works together, hand in glove, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson's been there. He's done it. He's been on some bad teams and teams in this situation. I like what he said. He likes the pieces here in Toronto.
Real quick, you've been in this position before. Do you remember an example of just the weight on you as you were moved in and around the deadline?
Yeah, so I was never a player like Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Certainly didn't come with that pedigree. However, I'm a good team guy. I got traded twice at the trade deadline. Once back to Vancouver from the Phoenix Coyotes, and we had a wicked run. We lost in the second round of the playoffs, Game 7 to the Minnesota Wild. A couple years later, Brian Burke trades for me. I'd been out all season with the Colorado Avalanche with a shoulder surgery, and amazingly for me, and I can say it, Ryan, it was the best day of my life. I got traded from Colorado to the Anaheim Ducks. 3 months, 1 week later, I was hoisting the Stanley Cup with my teammates, won the Stanley Cup in Anaheim. So having that experience and the excitement of it, yeah, there's a lot of stress, but guess what? I jump on an airplane and I go sleep in 5-star hotels. My wife and children have to clean up the house and pack everything and move everything. I didn't have to do that. The NHL takes good care of you when you are traded and moved, and certainly the team that brings you in, they make it so much better for you. I loved being traded. It was the experiences and the adventure that I was on. I played for 7 teams, but 8 different stays because I was in Vancouver twice. Right. Incredibly blessed. I don't take anything for granted. I think the trade deadline day is one of the greatest. I was disappointed that there was only 19 trades yesterday. I want to see it more, but the bottom line is with the double retention and everything else, the different rules, it's very difficult for these GMs, which it makes it hard for fan bases to follow along. It's hard for them to make moves to fit money and talent. 2 separate issues.
Brad Treliving obviously had his day yesterday, and now he has to watch, evaluate, scout, and get ready for the upcoming draft as well. So tonight, obviously, Tampa Bay in town to take on the Leafs, a skilled team that hasn't had a lot of success in Toronto against Toronto here. We'll see how that all shakes down, but they have got so many weapons, a powerhouse. You have to think in the East, Corey Perry back with the Tampa Bay Lightning as well. You can catch the game tonight on Hockey Night in Canada and TSN 1050 on the radio side. For Brad May, I'm Ryan Leslie. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the game, everybody.